Good afternoon, I'm Andrew with Surefire ShotShow 2015. Going to go over some new products here real quick. So first off on the left, we have the new R2 Lawman. So this is a light that's intended primarily for law enforcement use. It's a lithium-ion rechargeable. It uses an 18650, which is a very commonly available rechargeable battery that people definitely like. So you can remove it, charge it in a charging bay, or you can do onboard recharging via the charging port. Now the cool thing about this particular light is it has a VOC tail cap, variable output cap. You can see when I rotate my thumb, the output levels are adjusting from 0 all the way up to 600 lumens. So you have the ability with one hand to get to the exact lumen output that you desire for the given task. Now when you're in the minimal outputs, like this medium range, you can smash on the back of the tail cap. That'll override to your high, so just in case you need to get to that high, you can. It also has a bezel switch with 3 modes, a low, a medium, and a high. So great light for law enforcement use. This will be coming out around the second quarter this year. Doesn't have a price just yet. Moving on, we have this big guy right here, the Udr Dominator. Now this is the brightest LED light that we currently make. The UDR has a 2400 lumen max output. It also has several settings. As you can see, the selector ring, you can rotate to choose the different output levels. There's 3 switches on the bezel. On the left, it's the constant on for what the selector ring is selected to. So that'll go constant on for that output. This one appears to be out of batteries as people have been playing with it all day. Next output is momentary for what the selector ring shows, and that's max blast at 2400 lumens. So great light. This is currently shipping. This was released at the end of last year. We're showing it because obviously it's one of our flagship lights, being that the 2400 lumen mark is pretty revolutionary for LEDs. Moving on, we have the P2X IB, which is the IntelliBeam. It's a new technology for us. As you can see in the bezel there, there's a tube that goes to a sensor. Now that sensor is constantly taking readings on the ambient light and also how much light is bouncing back towards it. So you can see as I get closer to the counter here, the lumens go down, and as I back up, it goes higher. So this light has over 1,000 settings. A good option right here is to show it on my badge. So you can see it when it hits my badge, it dials down. Now compare that to something that's just a constant on, and you can see the difference there. So pretty cool in that it gives you the minimum amount of light required for each task. So if you're reading a map or something, you know, it gives you that low level, it'll save your batteries, but if you need to get to the high output, it'll ramp up immediately for you. You can override it by releasing and pressing again, and that'll just give you the 600 lumens so that you have the option, if you don't want to use the IntelliBeam feature, that you can get around that. So this technology is first being debuted in this Fury. We are going to release it in other products down the line. Moving on, we have the UM2. It's a continuation of our Ultra, the older U2 Ultra. So it uses a click type tail cap, has a 6 setting selector ring that you can rotate between 600 lumens and a minimum of 5. Uses a new TIR, it's a 28mm TIR lens for us. Now the beautiful thing about this beam is it gives you a good compromise of surrounding flood beam pattern as well as a good hot spot. So some of our TIRs are designed to have total reach as far as distance is concerned, and some are designed specifically for flood. Now this is a good compromise for both. Phenomenal all-around use light. I also should mention that it does have a pocket clip so you can carry it comfortably. Moving on to our Titan lineup. Very excited for these new products. So there's 2 products here. I'm going to start with the Titan A. So it's an aluminum body. Use a twist bezel. So you twist it for the low of 15 lumens, turn it off, and turn it back on to go to the high of 125 lumens. It runs on one single AAA. It's a Surefire branded in-a-loop AAA. So obviously that's rechargeable. Does not come with the charger, however you can purchase that separately. This is going to retail for $59.99. It's going to start shipping in February, as in next month. This is the Titan B, or the Titan Plus. As you can see, it's a very different color. That's because it's a brass body that's been bead blasted with a nickel plate finish. Now, we went to the brass so that we can drive the LED a little bit harder. With that higher output, we are able to achieve that higher output of 300 lumens. So 300 on high, 15 lumens on low for your admin tasks. And so 300 lumens for this AAA battery is quite a lot of output. No one else is really reaching this as far as a small, compact keychain light. It does have a removable pocket clip that you can choose to use, so you can run it in your side pocket or your breast pocket of a uniform and comfortably carry it every day. Very compact. This is going to retail for $100, and it'll be available about a month after the Titan A. So March time period is a realistic launch for that. Moving on over here, we have the 2211X. So this is a polymer version of our wrist light. It uses a disposable 123, and you can compare that to the previous 2211 that had the onboard lithium-ion rechargeable. So this is another option, so it gives you the ability to change batteries in the field. Also, it keeps the cost down. So we're looking to price this around the $200 mark. This will be a great option for general purpose use as far as utilities. It's nice to have a hands-free illumination tool available at all times. So, it's like having a headlamp with you at all times. You look a little bit goofy walking around on a daily basis with a headlamp. This gives you the ability to do hands-free tasks and have illumination. It also has an angled beam so that when you're using it with a handgun, when you're presenting a handgun, the beam is pointed downrange. So that gives you the option to, if you're a concealed carry holder, a lot of compact guns don't have a rail on the front that can accept a weapon light. So now instead of running a gun in one hand and a light in the other, you can have two hands on the gun. Makes it a lot more efficient for malfunctions, reloads, and just overall controllability. So really exciting new options here. Moving on even further, we have the 2211 Luminox. We showed this last year. We're showing it again. Still an outstanding product with that Luminox watch. Same features as the previous 2211 that I showed. This has that onboard rechargeable battery that I had mentioned earlier. Uses a micro USB port to charge that. Over here to the right, the Mini Scout. This is the M300C. It's been upgraded for this year to 300 lumens. So out of a 3-volt battery, we're getting 300 lumens. This is a great option for SBRs, sub-machine guns. Super lightweight, super compact, with a whole lot of output. So moving on, we have the M600 Double-A. This is a Double-A scout light, so it's meant for rifles, for long guns. The request came from international use. Basically, there's a lot more restrictions being placed on shipment of lithium batteries. So sometimes when overseas, it's hard to get the 123s that our normal scout lights use, or normal weapon lights. And this is a good option that gives you the ability to use any type of Double-A that you might find, pretty much anywhere. It's a lot easier to source Double-A's. So 200 lumens. It's a little bit lower output than our standard scout lights. Obviously, the Double-A's prohibit us from getting up to the 500 that the normal scout light does put out. Moving on, this is the PMX. The PMX is a multi-fuel light, uses both Double-A's or 123s. So really nice to have that flexibility if you're traveling, and again, there's a lot more restrictions being placed on the shipment of lithium-ion batteries, or of just lithium batteries. So this is a good option, gives you the ability to switch back and forth between the different types of fuel. You should note that on the Double-A's, it gets 200 lumens, and on the 123s, it gets 1,000 lumens. Moving on further, we have the X300 Ultra. You should be familiar with this. This is definitely our most popular weapon light that we have. The only difference here is now it's available in tan. So this has been asked for quite some time. The black option's been shipping for a few years now. Finally, you can get that to match your tan M&P or whatever type of gun you have. So very cool option there. Still retailing at $299. Next up, super exciting new compact pistol light. This is the XC1. It uses one AAA battery. It's primarily intended for concealed carry. So as you can see, it's extremely compact. It's not meant to replace the X300. If you can run an X300, you definitely should for duty use, for overt carry. However, it's a little bit big to conceal, especially inside the waistband. So this XC1 was designed specifically to be concealed carry. It was designed to not go past the dust cover of a Glock 19, both length and width-wise. Uses one single AAA battery that's loaded from the front, has a 200 lumen output, and uses a 10mm faceted reflector, the same reflector that you saw on the Titans earlier. It's a nice wide beam pattern. Now again, this is primarily intended for concealed carry. We're looking to launch this by the third quarter of this year. Very excited to get this to market. So that about wraps up all our new products here for Surefire. If you have any questions, feel free to hit us up, surefire.com.